Well, when your house is on fire or you get in a bad accident, you hope that first responders will help you as soon as possible.
But many counties in the Brazos Valley do not have paid fire departments. In tonight's special report, KAGS HD News reporter Chris Costa shows us how volunteer firefighters can make the difference between life and death.
In rural Robertson County, you can hear the sound of metal on metal ringing across the acres of grass and trees. That's because REKIETA is a welder. He's also the assistant chief of BLACKJACK Volunteer Fire Department.
There's still a bunch of people that don't realize that we're volunteer. They think we're paid, but we're not.
In the Brazos Valley, there are only 2 paid fire departments, BRYAN and College Station. Brazos County also has 4 volunteer departments of its own. In the remaining counties of the Brazos Valley, 31 of the 33 fire departments are volunteer. BLACKJACK covers a quarter of Robertson County, a county made up solely of volunteers.
I'll go into the local store for lunch and people will say, "Hey, are you on shift today?" Well, I'm on shift 24/7.
After a day at the shop, Bryan eats dinner with his wife Samantha and 2-year-old son Logan. But shortly after, it's off to the firehouse.
You learn to live with it. The second they walk out that door, you just patiently wait for them to get home because you don't know what can happen.
People don't appreciate what a fire department does until they need it.
Charles Ellison is the Robertson County judge. He says the reason his county and others like it do not have paid departments is because the tax base is too small.
I don't think any town here in Robertson County big enough to afford one.
And once they realize, the next question they ask is, how are y'all funded? And that's when we answer, by you. Oh, well, how do you do that? This is volunteer.
Taxpayers pay an emergency services district fee, which then gets portioned out to each of the departments in the county. Bryan paid his way through the TEACS Fire School so he can teach his fellow firefighters the best techniques to help save people.
But nobody's ever expert at it. I still learn every day.
BLACKJACK requires its volunteers to complete 12 hours of training every 6 months. They even let me try on one of their blackout masks, which recreates the heavy smoke in house fires. BRYAN Fire Chief Randy McGregor knows the differences between paid and volunteer fire departments firsthand. He was the chief of BLACKJACK before moving to BRYAN.
Depending on the call, a lot of times it could be by yourself or with just 1 or 2 people, which made it very challenging. But when you have people out there who are able to drop what they're doing and go, it makes a big difference. It can mean the difference between life and death.
Nobody wants to wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning and get ready as fast as you can. And same thing for Thanksgiving dinners, Christmas dinners. Nobody wants to leave their family, but it's almost like your calling.
Okay. A calling to be a hero when you need it most. In Robertson County, Chris Costa, KAGS HD News.
Wow, well, these departments always need more volunteers, but not everyone needs to fight fires.
That's right. Tonight at 10, we'll show you how you can make a difference with the volunteer fire department in your area.